Good evening. Hundreds of asylum seekers are being housed in hotels in our region, many of them children. In our top story tonight, we investigate the impact it's having on those seeking refuge and on the communities themselves. Now, we've previously looked at hotels in Buckingham and Oxford. Tonight, though, Angela Walker has been to Witney in West Oxfordshire, meeting those seeking sanctuary and the teams trying to help them.
Sham and her daughter left Iraq in September and arrived here in Witney this week. They have nothing. Using an online translator, she told me as Iraqi Kurds their lives were in danger due to political repression. They're among hundreds of asylum seekers being put up in hotels in Oxfordshire.
The stories are heartbreaking, it's hugely moving, so people have experienced real hardship and had a real struggle on their journeys to get here.
Mia Dad was a bank clerk in Iran. He says the authoritarian regime rule through force.
They use a shot for all of the people and children and baby. It's very dangerous.
Not everyone thinks hotels are suitable.
I have no qualms about army camps being used. Migrants to Australia and New Zealand had pretty tough situations that they ended up in before they were able to get out and work and become well established.
If you're looking around, the government can't even look after their own people.
Sympathetic to the cost of living crisis, Church Warden Jeremy says that doesn't mean we should stop helping refugees.
They've left their homes, they've left what's familiar to them. They've travelled with just simply the clothes on their back, sometimes in just flip-flops, across Europe, across the Channel. We should be a compassionate enough society to be able to cope with both.
For too long, they've all been sent mostly to the north of the country, and we haven't taken a fair share of people. Hotels are a safe starting point, but they're not an ending point. So we're very concerned, for example, that many of the Afghans who arrived in Britain more than a year ago, at the time of the evacuation after the fall of Kabul, are still living in hotels locally.
Concerned about the pressure on local services, MP Robert Court says he received no notification the asylum seekers will be arriving.
I've made absolutely clear to the department that this isn't good enough, and I've asked for an urgent meeting which is scheduled to be tomorrow, where I will be going through them with their process and why we didn't know earlier and why we weren't able to make the preparations that you would expect in a circumstance like this.
I'm in the grounds of a hotel in Witney, which I can't identify for security reasons, but it's housing around 150 asylum seekers while their claims are being processed. The Home Office have told us today that the asylum accommodation system is under huge pressure because of the number of small boat crossings. And what they're saying in a statement is a new, fairer asylum dispersal system will reduce the use of hotels, which is currently costing taxpayers around £5 million a day. As we've previously reported, hotels in other parts of our region are also being used. Mia Dad wants to get a job and work hard to build a new life here in the UK.
I think they're safe here, and thanks for everything of Britain.